Alright, what is up, guys? This is Squared from the Squared Show, and we're making a very interesting video, in my opinion, today, and is the Rostermania of the R6 console league scene. And this video, it is based off of March 1st and a little bit before. If you're watching this after, I mean, everything could change. I mean, everything is going to be changing quickly. Leagues and their teams change like once every week or more, especially if you're a team run by runner. Those rosters change a lot. But let's get into the rules of this video. So the purpose of this video is to educate people who do not know about the comp scene for NA console leagues, because tourneys pretty popular with Jinxie and all that. They stomp in, Mingo, all them. Everyone knows those guys, whether you're a casual player or not. People know Jinxie, they probably know Stompin', probably know Mingo, maybe Kaysen. But leagues, normally that's just PC that people know about. It's like the top teams like BDS, W7M. Everyone knows those guys, but people, they don't really know much about console leagues. So that's what this video is going to be about today. I want to expand the audience and potentially help create new teams by having maybe tourney players or casual players see this and be like, wow, why not give it a try? And also, there's a lot of lower tier teams that maybe aren't really seen, aren't really given a chance to improve or prove themselves, and maybe this will help just show off some of those lower teams, lower players, and get them a little bit better. And also, I'm a nerd, so I spent a lot of time on this video. But let's get into the actual leagues, where it's not just going to be based off of the Champions League. It's also going to be based off of the Scissor League, Kainet League, Kusho, 6 University, Wild Boys Swiss, Wild Boys Free, Double O, Black Hole, Lunar, Forever, and Atlas. The two best leagues here, in my opinion, are the Champions and the Scissor. They're run really well, and the top teams are in there. To be honest with you, the top D1 teams are always showing up in those two leagues. A lot of these other leagues have top teams, but those other teams have like all of them. The only one is Champions, just because the teams get capped out by 12. But Scissors, they have like 20 teams, and like all the best teams are there except for one that I will probably be going over in the video. I'll probably talk about it. But let's move on to the format. Alright, so the ranking system, there's going to be 80 teams that I talked about here today, and let me just talk about how this is going to go. So each slide is a different team. It's going to show the team logo, the team, the roster, the captains, and I'm going to be talking about how I feel about the team. I'm going to be talking about how the captains of the team feel about their own team, because I did research and reached out to different players and captains of the other teams, and then I'm also going to be ranking them, and the captains also rank their own teams. So the S tier are top D1 teams that consistently make good runs in playoffs. Just always make playoffs and make good runs. And the A tier is, the lower D1 teams. They don't always do well, but they're known. They do well. They make playoffs. They don't always do well though. They're not consistently making semis or finals, but they could, just with a little bit more work. And then high D2 teams that are fighting to be D1, fighting for the Champions League, fighting to make playoffs in Scissor. It's good teams. And then there's the B tier, which has good players that aren't really making playoffs in like the two top leagues, like Scissor League, maybe not making playoffs in there, but getting a few wins, making playoffs in paid leagues other places, but not making it far. And then there's the C tier, just D3. I do want to mention though, on console there's only paid leagues and free leagues. Besides Scissor, which it has D1, D2, there is no D3. So D3 is teams that either just get destroyed in paid leagues, or they do very mediocre in free leagues. They barely make playoffs, or they just they squeak through a game of playoffs, or they don't make playoffs at all in free leagues, but they probably just get smoked over and over in paid leagues, because the leagues are just silos. Like, there's signing up for a pay. A team of like your grandpa and your baby cousin, like a bunch of coppers can play in like teams against the top D1 teams, except for again Scissor and Champions who have qualifiers. And then there's the D tier. D tier is like either teams I don't really know about because there's a lot of teams here. There's some new teams with newer players and I just don't know about them, or teams that are just not. They just don't got it yet. They're not great, or they don't really take it as serious, or they just don't have the talents yet, or they're just new to comp. But mostly the C tier is teams where it's players that I know that I've seen do well before, but they're completely new. And then F tier, just terrible, awful, horrendous teams. Just really, really, really bad teams. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I'm saying that like so. Like it's such a big deal because there's not many of them. There's not many F tier teams. There's very few. Just terrible. All right. Well, let's go over the orgs first. There's HMC, which is Homicide. That was one of my old orgs. There's Double O Gaming, which has some really good teams in there. VRL or Viral Esports. There's Wild Boys, which has a lot of the top orgs or teams in there. There's KO, which is my org, one I'm in. I don't own the org, but my main team is in KO, but there's a lot of teams in there. There's DME or Dark Matter Esports. They only have one team in there at the moment, but they used to have a lot, so we'll get into that eventually. And Black Hole League, which they're good. They're new. I haven't seen that before. They are a new org, and they are looking good. They look like they have some decent teams in there. But the orgs, if you didn't know, it's kind of like, let's say, example, Dark Zerofin. It's like the organization paying their players to either play or just playing for their entries and whatnot. So, like HMC, they have 3 different teams. They would have HMC in their team name, and then whatever team they have. The teams have their own logos. It's not just these org logos. So it's a little bit different to PC. My second org I've ever been in, and this is one of the most popular orgs. Maybe not now, but at one point there was a ton of teams in here. But right now they have 5.2, 619, and Armani as the 3 teams that they pay for or that are representing HMC. First, we're going to get into 5.2. 5.2, just really good, really structured team. They've been around for, I don't even know, just a long time. Captain is Stretch. And they have some good players in here. Tom the Bomber, he was he was the number 1 champ for a little while, but don't just look over, glance over, and just look at those top players at the bottom. Semfi and Viz, those 2 guys, I believe they are starters. People say they make this team, but there's just so much talent on this team. Really good. I talked to Stretch a little bit. He didn't really have too much to say. He did rank the team an A tier, humble. But these guys, they're really good. I do want to talk about the past of this team a little bit. They had basically this team back in the day, but a lot of the guys branched away from Stretch and made their own team called HH. And that team, it died. It's not there now. The players on that team came back. It was Tom the Bomber and I don't remember exactly who else. I think it was I think Zemfi was there as well, but they all came back. But the guys that replaced them, they just left recently, and when they left, that made room for Tom the Bomber and the boys to come back. But my ranking for this team, it is actually an S tier. I believe that these guys are one of the top teams. People might disagree with me and say, oh, Glaze. Everyone in this video is just going to say, Glaze, I hate you, terrible opinion, my team's better than that, these guys are terrible. But that's just the reality. Everyone has egos on console, and everyone has ego everywhere. But I think these guys are good. They consistently make deep runs in the playoffs and prove time and time again that they are a good team and a force to be reckoned with. But let's move on to the next team. 619. So these guys, I believe they were more active back in the day, but now they just really don't seem to play as much anymore. They, in my opinion, seem like an underdog team. I mean, look at the roster. Just good, a lot of good players on there. Maybe not as well known as some of the other teams, just because they are only in like 2 leagues right now, the Scissor and Champions, the 2 best ones. So if they're in those two leagues, they already proved themselves. They already proved that they're a good team. Recently, they actually had an upset in the Scissor League. They beat CC, one of the top teams that we might be talking about later. They beat them in a best of 3 and moved on, I believe, to the semifinals. And wow, I mean, they just proved that they're a good team. I'm rooting for them. They're an underdog team. If you like underdog stories, come on, root for these guys. They are good. I really don't want these guys to disband. But they are a motivation team. They were down 2-5, and there was a rehost. And, I mean, everyone just started talking trash to each other, and I guess they just come back and beat CC after that. I believe that's what happened when I talked to one of the owners of the league. They just said that they need, like, a reason. They can just not try, and then they get motivated. But he rated his team an S tier. Well, they said it could be an A tier or an S tier, but they said that they've beaten basically all the top teams. They rated themselves an S tier, and but they said they're still humble and said that they could be an A tier. But I rate them an A tier. You know, I don't want to rate them an S tier just because they haven't proven that they've been winning leagues yet. They won D2 of Scissor, I believe, last season, but they keep up with the top of the crowd. But I haven't seen them win anything yet. I still see them as an underdog team, but one of the best underdog teams, one of the best D1 teams still. All right, now we're talking about HMC Armani, one of the newer teams in comp right now. They've got a lot of really good players here. Clippy, the captain of the team, and then Pseudo, he was on my team for a short amount of time, and Sincere, he was the IGL of a really good team named God's Favor. They recently disbanded, and, well, now he's here. I guess he's on a bunch of teams, but, this team just got a lot of good talent on here, like Zeno, Molly K, Aniwe. Those are the players I know. There's a lot of good players on here that are, I just don't know as well, but it seems like they've been doing decent. And it kind of just seems like a free agent team. So it's not really the top players, but just good talents and double roster. When I talked to the guys, they rated themselves a B tier, and I think that is fair as well. I put them as B tier, and well, I don't know. I think this is the fair spot for them. I haven't seen too much of them. They are a new team, but let's move on. So now we're getting into Double O Gaming, or the OOG. These are all the teams here: the Order, Void, Insomniacs, Voltage, the Heat or RPK, F2 Revoked, and Oasis. Let's go forward here. The first team, it's just the Order. In my opinion, this is the best team in comp. If you know these guys, there's not too much to say, but I do want to say Jeff Sicko and Adexi. Those would be probably the 2 names you've heard of if you don't really know much about leagues. Jeff Sicko, he plays in the Jinxie tournaments, and a lot of these guys do, like Blake and Vux, Popify. A lot of these guys, Destroy Diddy, Mason. All the Vux. I don't know. I might have just said that already. This Vux has destroyed my team too many times for me not to say it twice. These guys are just really good, and I think they won before Champions League. It was called the Black Ice League. They recently rebranded. And last season, the Order, they won it. They win tournaments all the time. Their problem, in my opinion, is they have a lot of other players playing tournaments, so sometimes they have to play subs and they lose sometimes when they do that. But these guys just really good, really good. I didn't even talk to them, but I know they'd rate themselves an S tier, and I put them as an S tier as well. So, Glaze, whatever, you guys can say Glaze, but really good team. Now we're going to talk about Void. So, Void, they've been around for a long time. When I first started comp, these guys were here with almost a completely different team. Mr. Pickles, I think, was the only one that was here. But there's a lot of good teams or players here, like DCAG, Trippin. I know Keno's he's on a lot of teams. And then like Zinx, Ja. I don't know too many of these other guys, but this really good team. They used to be a really, really structured team, but Now, oh my god, they are aggressive. They are so aggressive. They have egos, and they swing, and they jump out, but they can back it up with their gun skill, and that's kind of why they are as good as they are right now. They rated themselves an S tier, and they had a big ego when they were saying it. I put them as an A tier. I don't see them beating those top teams consistently right now, but they are right up there. They are a D1 team. They're not one of the high D2 teams. They are a D1 team. I'd say like a middle of the pack D1 team, and they do win leagues. I've seen them win, I believe, the Wild Boy Swiss League last season, the paid one. So they do win. They win free leagues, but they don't do them anymore. They did used to do free leagues, I believe, and they would win those. So now they just do paid leagues. And next team, we're going to be talking about the Heat or RPK. So I do want to say that these guys kind of seem like a mix of two different teams. Team Sin, they were a popular team back in the day. They disbanded, and some of their players like Zoli and I guess that might be. I think some of the other guys are gone. But Zoli, he was main big key to that Team Sin roster, and also Spartans, which was Jaegerus. Jaegerus kept changing the roster and over again, and well, when Spartans disbanded, they came here. Plus Foreign from God's Favor is here too. These guys, really good. They beat top teams. Maybe not, I won't say like the super top teams, but they do beat top teams a lot, and they have the guns to go. They have this like probably one of the best gun skill teams on console. They just swing, and they also have the coordination now. And they said that they were probably an S tier team, and I can agree with them. Really good team. But they are the Heat now. They were, just because of the copyright, they had to stay RPK in one of the leagues, like the Champions League. Alright, so now we're going to be talking about F2 Revoked. This is an interesting one. Big Stingray and Cryhart are the two captains of this team, and I really got a good insight from the captain, Big Stingray, about their team here. There is a lot of good players here, but he did say that their team has been around for a long time, and I agree with that. I do remember seeing their team back in the day, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, whenever I started comp, and we had a player on our team. They were double rostering with us, and they were on this team, and our captain, Pam, he asked the guy either choose F2 or stay with us, and he did choose F2. I mean, F2, really good team. If you're not choosing priority over this team, just don't. They're just really good. I always thought they were a double roster team, and I mean, they're a little bit. Some of their guys are on Void, it looks like, but it's a great team. But the captain, Big Stingray, did have to say that they have won many finals for free and paid leagues in the past, or at least made playoffs or made deep runs or whatever. But right now they don't really have like a main five. They have a main four, and one of their players they only play the game when it's scheduled, even though he's their best player, so they have to keep him. But they don't run on strats, they don't dry run, they kind of just play. They only have 3 players that play the game regularly. I believe probably their 3 starters. But they do plan on changing that. He said next season they are going to up the strats and probably drop a lot of their players and try to make the team more serious. And I mean, these guys are already really good. They're not in that many leagues. They're not in the Scissor or Champions League, because I heard at one point they said, why join a league if they're just going to lose to one of the teams that just win every time? Because there's like 2 or 3 teams that just seem to win like every league, and they didn't want to waste their money on it. But maybe this next year or next season they will change that. We will see. But next team. Oh yeah, sorry. I've rated them an A. That's probably what you guys wanted to hear. They rated themselves an A tier as well. I think it's fair. They're good. They're, in my opinion, like a bottom D1, but they do not belong in D2. They are really good. They say Big Stingray said that they always bounce between the top of D2 and bottom of D1. I agree with that, but right now, I mean, they're really good, really good. Even though they don't run the strats, and they do have potential if they either fix their roster or fix the amount they play in the strats. Now we're talking about Insomniacs. They just recently joined OOG, but definitely did not recently join the org. They've been around for a pretty long time. Actually, about the team, I do want to say MB Chubbs, he's been their leader for a pretty long time. I do remember he kind of did, quote-unquote, retire, and Triway, another player, he took over the team for a while, but he's gone. He's off the team now, and MB Chubbs seems to have taken over again. Or maybe he has, I know Ripper, he's one of the main captains, and MB Chubbs, maybe he's just a coach and a stand-in sub. But he is the face of this team. Everyone knows MB Chubbs. He's one of the Jeffs. There's Jeff Sicko, there's MB Chubbs Jeff, and then there's me Jeff. But these guys, they're good. They kind of just knocked us down in the lower bracket in one of our leagues, and then we lost and we're out. But they're good. They're improving. They keep getting better players. They actually do have Dry on their team, which is the Mario guy. And then Satori, he is a captain for a different really good team that we'll talk about later. And he just wants to be on this team, help them out. And it seems like a merge of two different teams. But really good team. They're not really winning D1. They're barely making playoffs in like the paid leagues. I think they're a top D2 team. And they rated themselves an A, and honestly, I was going to put them in B, but I think this is fair. They've been constantly improving, and just the progress and improving, I think A is a good choice for them. I think they're on the very cusp of B tier and A tier. All right, Oasis, the VX8E and HX8E. I don't really want to destroy their names and say completely wrong, but this team, in my opinion, is a team of the admin boys. This is the boys. This is a team of the boys, in my opinion. I told you, Keno, he double rosters a lot, but there's also Penny. He was on Impact and Revenant, and he's here, and then a bunch of the other admins from other leagues are here. Just the boys. I mean, you see them in the chats everywhere. They're just super fun to talk to, super fun to be around. But I'll just read what he said. I talked to the owners of this team. He said, Oasis was first made by Pickles as a Void Academy team. Void, really good D1 team. And then he took over, which is, I believe it was Hate, or I'll just say Hate, HXAE. It's taken over by him, and he separated from Void, and he changed the name to Blackout. So Blackout, it was a pretty big team back in the day, but they did do very well in one of the Scissor League. They went 0-7, and the team kind of got disbanded. But when it started getting back on course, the team split into two. Half the team went onto a team called Tempra, and the other half, they decided to go to Oasis. And Oasis, it kind of got remade. It wasn't doing great, and they stopped. They disbanded. But about a month or two later, got brought back into the team that is here today, and right now they're in the finals of, I believe, the Wild Boys the Wild Boys Swiss League, the Wild Boys Swiss League, but it's the free version of it, and they're, I believe, versing Armani, and we'll see. Maybe they're gonna get a free league under their belts and prove themselves. They said that they are an A tier team. I don't think they're quite there yet. I think they're a B tier, maybe I'd say middle B, maybe bottom B. I just don't see them being better than other A teams here. I don't see them on that level, and I think that they're on the same level as some of the C tier teams. But just because they're they try, they're really trying. They're the boys, and they're improving. I mean, I thought that they were a really, really bad team, but they're improving and proving that they are worthy of at least the B tier for now. I think they can improve and get better. Just the firepower, I think they're lacking a little bit. Okay, and now we're talking about Double O Voltage. Double O Voltage, I always thought this was Void's younger brother. That's kind of how I saw them as. But another team where Pickles is around for, and I just don't really, I don't see too much from these guys. It seems like it's a team of Pickles friends, and they're not bad. They were in the Scissor D2 league. They go in the free leagues. I don't really see them in paid leagues often, but They do all right. They like either barely make playoffs. Like Scissor, I believe they made the top 8, and then they lost. But I don't know. They boost a lot of D2 teams. They don't do too great. They rated themselves a B tier. I just feel like they don't have the firepower. They definitely have the chemistry. They just don't have the firepower right now. And for that reason, I'm giving them the C tier. I believe this is the first C tier of the video. And now we're going to be getting into the WBZ or Wild Boys org. And as you can see, there's a lot of teams here. Obey, CC, Way, Forever/Barras, which we'll get into that. PWP, which is pizza with pineapple. Disgusting name, but we'll talk about the team. Alpha Sigma is just, I'm done. And there's the Shadow Wizards or Espadas. Hope I'm not butchering the name. Black Cats, Divine, and then J13:7. First, we're gonna get into Obey. This team, oh my god, look at the team. It's stacked. It's so good. So many good players in this team. The one that really stands out to me just by looking at it is Andy's term. I saw him like all over all the good rosters before. Like when I was just getting the comp, I'd see them everywhere. So he's been around a while. A lot of these other guys have, even though they look like they might have like kind of goofy names, these guys are the real deal. Really good, consistent, consistently good. Just I don't know. They seem like they're kind of new. The name Obey is not new, but the roster kind of just got remade like about a month or two ago. But they did really well in the Champions League. They were first in their group, and then now they did really well in the Scissor League. I believe they were first in their group as well. I know they don't have like a consistent 5. They're always playing other players. Like a lot of their players get to play, but they're just all good. They all prove that they're worth putting. Like they have all good subs, and no any of their players that are bad. And they know it. I mean, their rep Heisley, he knows how good they are. He said that they're an S tier, and I mean, just how fast he said. He didn't give me any other information. He just said F tier, and that was it. And S, I believed him, S tier. But now we're getting into CC. CC, they're actually the owners of the Champions League, or at least Vizsla is, and Crypto helps out with it. But they have a consistent 5. This is one of the only teams with a consistent 5. They have Vizsla, Crypto, Abolish, Quickie, and Stargazer. And then those other subs, I mean, I don't think it's completely updated. I saw roster change right before I started, and I just forgot to change it. But these guys just, I mean, they're so consistent and so good. They keep making finals over and over again. Although they did just lose to 619 in the Scissor League, and they got 4th in their group in the Champions League. Although they did have a really tough group, just really good, consistent 5. That's a problem with console and like a PC. Like, that's the difference between the two. On PC, it's always 5. It's a 5 that's always playing. On console, even with 10 people in the roster, sometimes you struggle with getting people because I don't know. Just it feels like console is more of like a laid back in the tourney leagues. Like it's more laid back than PC is. It seems like. But yeah, we're getting a little off topic here. CC just really good. My team, we played them in the Cyanite Paid finals, and we lost 3-1. They're just so good. Such a good team. Really structured. They might not have the best firepower, although they do have firepower. Stargazer just amazing, consistently all the time. Abolish is their fragger, and then the other 3 like flex between each other, like all the other roles, and they still do get kills. Like I've seen Crypto put up good numbers. Quickie, Vizsla. Just it's more chemistry of why they're a good team. And CC stands for color coded, by the way. And oh yeah, and S tier, obviously they're like consistently good. S tier by far. They say that they are S tier, and they were pretty cocky about it, but they deserve it. Forever/Barras. All right, so Barras, really good team. I think Dry's the captain. I can't really tell. I know Heisley's one of them. I just forgot to write it down. My team actually versed these guys today, and we just got 7-3'd. I mean, I did drop a 10 bomb, just saying. Not to brag or anything. But really good team. They kind of just got remade. It was Barras before, then it got disbanded, and now it's back because Heisley wanted to remake them. And It was forever. If you look in the Champions League, this team is in forever, they're classified as forever, but they are Barras in all the other leagues. So I just put it FVR/Barras, and then Frack, who was the owner of Forever for a long time, he made FVR Reloaded. He tried remaking it from scratch, and it was looking like it was starting to be a good team, but as of literally yesterday, they disbanded. Unfortunately, I had to take them off the list, and that's one less team to cover. But unfortunate. Frack, he's a good person for the community. Forever, very notable team. RP Forever, I guess. So now it's Barras. But they are they're just a really good team. Barras is good. It's the comeback. And I think that they're probably an S tier team. They said they're S tier. I think they're kind of cocky about it. Yeah, S tier. I don't remember exactly what I put because I was also on the fence with these guys, just because they're a little bit newer. I just think a little bit they'll be S tier. They just have really good gunplay. Like Celebrity, I've always seen him like all the way back on Rise Natives. I was like, God, this guy's just ridiculous. Let's move on to Pizza with Pineapple, which I know they were pretty. They're pretty shitty back in the day. I'm just gonna flat out say that they're pretty shitty back in the day, but God, they have improved so much. They look really good. They look like they're gonna be able to start competing with top teams soon, or like the D1 team soon. But they also destroy all the D2 teams. They destroy the D2 teams, and they don't seem to ever win against the top D1 teams. But they do look like they're improving, and they will be able to do so soon. I just don't see them first, the top teams, often. But just a bunch of buddies. It seems like there's a lot of friends, super friendly guys that they're really good. And Tranny, the captain, wanted to say the #1 Ecuadorian IGL is on their team, which I believe is him. I think he's just glazing himself because he's goofy as hell. And only thing you really need to know about these guys is that they're the Free League Warriors. He rated them an A tier. I rate them an A tier. I mean, they're just getting a lot better. So it's nice to see teams improve that start off not very good and improve. Okay, bro. The alphas of League, the sigmas of League. I helped these guys make a damn logo, or I tried to convince them to, and their logo was good at first, and then they switched to this for the video, and I hate it. I don't like that logo at all. Terrible ass logo, but their team's good. I mean, Twisted Shot's a really good player. Prodigy, good. Hughes, really good. Akeno's on here, I guess. A lot of goofy names. And then Agent Snake's even getting better. These guys are proving themselves. They are a D2 team, for sure. They're easy runs in the free leagues. I don't think I've ever seen them in a pay league before, just because they are a free league team for Wild Boys, but I don't know. They seem to prove themselves in D2, or at least at a minimum. All the players seem to get better. They're trying to get more structured, and they definitely have good gun skill, but I don't know. I think it's fair to put them as an B tier team. They thought the same. They are I don't know. They just consistently do decent in the free leagues. Like they got 4th place for the University Free League from what I saw, and I believe they make like top 4 in Sinai Free. Maybe that was 2 seasons ago. I'm not sure. They're just consistently pretty good, and they're just a bunch of goofballs, just I don't know, having fun. Big good friend group. This is kind of what I want for the video. You know, teams like this. This is like fun. These guys are just cool. None of them are like annoying. They're just a bunch of friends just trying to have fun. All right. Shadow Wizards / Espadez, or previously known as Delirious. Message from Akeno, their owner. This is his main team. We cast spells. Delirious was a good team who beats good teams such as the Order in a 5v4, Miami Neon, Void, and then fell off to be a bad team. Their first owner, he gave up, and their second owner, which is Akeno, took over and finished Scissor League with a 1-6 score line with a player who had a .14 KD. yeah, 0.14. I don't know how many games he played, so it doesn't really, whatever. Another fact he want to put out is that there was 18 players rostered over the whole season of Scissor, which is kind of insane. They're just shuffling the roster left and right. But this is just a rebrand. They were delirious. They were good. I considered them probably like the lowest D1 team for a little while. But that was also when I thought there was like 20 teams in D1. So a little irrelevant. But now they rebranded just that him and his friends, because it's not a top team anymore, but he just want to have fun with his friends, you know, still have fun, have the keep the legacy of this team going, even though it's a different name. Just keep the legacy going, not completely restart, and you know, just a fun team. They put themselves as an A tier team, but I put them unfortunately as a C tier team. I don't really think they're that good anymore. I know Kenna is really good, but a lot of these other teams or players in the team just seem like just not as good. I haven't seen all of them play, but just with the results and they've been losing a lot, it seems like. But maybe they'll get better again. We'll see. Just stay together. And Divine. Interesting team. I think the roster's outdated. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the roster's outdated. I do believe they were looking for players. They also had troubles managing their team. They don't even have a logo, right? I mean, they're in a rough spot right now. Just contact either the two captains that you see there, or there's I don't know which Zeno it is, but on Discord it's Zeno, and the O has like a cross over it. If you guys want to help them out, just contact them. One of these guys, one of the captains here, or Zeno, and maybe try help rebuilding the team with him. And he did say that they are a C tier team. I can agree with them. Not terrible players, and if you're in Wild Boys, you're probably not going to be a terrible team. Another C tier team, in my opinion, and he agrees. Now this team, recently made, and it's Sorto, which is Garfield. He's the owner. He's kind of cooking something up. I can't lie. He's kind of cooking something up. He's got a lot of players from God's Favor on it, like Carnifex Miller, the L1, XH1, and then Sorto. Those three were from God's Favor, which, like I said, has disbanded. Just, I don't know. He said they have a PC coach. A lot of players have experience. They have pre-made strats, and they have a lot of potential. And he said him, which is Sorto, and Heaven are two of the most passionate people in League, and they both want to grow the team. And every day they just keep getting better and better. They're practicing a lot from what it seems like. And he said within just like a little bit of time, they can become an S tier team. He put them as an A tier, and I just haven't seen them play yet. They're signed up for a lot of leagues. I just haven't seen any of their games, any of the results. So I'm just going to put them as a B tier for now. I think they have the potential of becoming A tier. I think it's going to be a little while before they become S tier just because of the competition. But yeah, B tier for now, just because I haven't seen the results. Let's see how they do, and maybe they'll become an A tier soon and start dominating free leagues and maybe even make runs in paid leagues. And then the last of the WBZ teams is J13-7, which is owned by Love Carnage. They haven't played at all. They literally just got made like recently, and they got clowned at Scissor. They signed up and someone said, "Bro, this is literally a free game. Don't even try." Come on, I hate when the top egotistical players start just getting mad and shitting on the either newer or lower tier teams. I mean, these guys, they could have potential. Some of these guys, like the BTB guy and Demon, they might have been on lower tier teams, but I mean, Love Carnage, he's made teams for a little while. Lil Sack, I've seen him around, like I saw him on Prime. I don't know if like all these guys, but I don't know, they could have potential, maybe not. We'll see how things turn out. They've rated themselves B tier, and just for now, I mean, I gotta put them as a C tier. None of the players are super promising, no standout players, but they're known players, so I'm not gonna put them in D tier. They're known, they have won games, they have experience, so we'll see what happens with them. All right, now we're gonna get into Kusho or KO. This is one of the biggest orgs. Maybe not. They're a sister org to Wild Boys, but they're not as good as Wild Boys, I would say. There's just a lot of like decent teams here. They consist of Fatality, YN, Deity, Prime, Underrated, Genesis, NLG, Nova, Reborn, Kingdom, Sacred, Hypnos, and Booty Benders. Booty Benders. Alright, the next team to talk about here is YN. This is the team I talked about that just knocked us out. We got third place in the 6 University League. These guys took us out 7-5, 7-5, and we were out. But Defrag owns the team, and then they've got some pretty good fraggers on the team, like Smutney and Matrix. And then I don't remember, I think it's Cav. He's a PlayStation 4 old gen, so each round we have to wait an extra like minute just before we get just a loading because of that guy. But this team, I don't know, I can't really say that they are structured. They're really good attack team, so they gotta have some type of structure, and they've got good chemistry. But from what they say, their defenses are rough. When I've talked to him, they are in a finals right now, the University one, just because they beat us. Versing Insomniacs, I'm pretty interested to see how that game is going to go. But I don't know, they're making a lot of progress. They're starting to get better. My team, the election, beat these guys in the finals recently, but the election, disbanded. I'm on Fatality now, and we did lose to YN. I mean, our team isn't as good as what the election was. Yeah, they just started off as friends. Now they're taking the game serious, and Defrags wanted me to emphasize that they are going to win a league. If they lose 4 leagues or 3 leagues straight, that will break his heart. So I hope for him, and because I'm in KO, I hope that YN win their game. Although I do want to see Insomniacs have success again. I want to see what these guys can do. So they rated themselves a tier, and I put them as a B tier originally, but they're an A tier. I don't know. I think they got what it takes. They've been winning a lot. I think they're at the bottom of A tier. Like F2 Revoked is above them for sure. Like those D1 teams, like F2 Revoked, 619. Those guys definitely above these guys. But they're making progress. That's something for sure. They've got good gun skill. They just need to all have either PlayStation 5s or new gen Xboxes. Prime. Flaxy. They're nice guys with really good gun skill, besides Flaxy. I'm just scared. I'm sorry, Flaxy. Don't hurt me. But they're trying to have fun and still win. Because I tried out for these guys. They seem to be, not trolling, but they just seem to have really good vibes. And they didn't seem to take it as serious. They don't seem like a super structured team. They were looking for an IGL. But, they've definitely got gun skill. They have, like, Jizzo, he dropped like 18 or something like that on my team before he disbanded. They have good talent. Flaxy, I think if he learns how to IGL, their team can do really, really well. Or if he just gets if he improves a little bit. That's kind of the situation of the election. I wasn't putting up numbers, and then there's 4 gunners behind him. So that's kind of how it's with Flaxy. He's not like terrible or anything, but he has such good talent around them. They just need some type of leadership on the team, I think, and their team could be really good. And yeah, I put them as B tier, and they put themselves as a B tier as well. I think that's fair. They don't have a super big ego. None of them really seemed to have big egos when I was trying out them. They were just cool guys and had good gun skill. Underrated. All right, this is the team that basically left me. I was the captain. One of the players left, and everyone followed them. And now they're this team. They merged with Vertigo, actually. Vertigo disbanded, and AV and Scarfs, the captain AV, or Ave, and Scarfs, they were other players from Vertigo. And they merged with the guys from my friend group. And they have a ton of gunners on their team. Such good gun skill. I just feel like they might be lacking, maybe not a leadership, because Ava is a wonderful IGL, but I think they might be lacking some sort of like, I don't know. It's hard to say. they're lacking something right now. Maybe just some type of leadership, or maybe an identity. I would say, just because it's the two different teams. They always listen to me IGL, and now with a new IGL on the team from Ave, they might just need to adapt a little bit and get a little more chem. And these guys could be really good. I mean, they get maps on the S tier teams, like CC. They've beat CC before. But I don't know. I think these guys are A tier. They think they're A tier. Just because of gun skill. I mean, I've scrimmed these guys and we've won, but neither team has had their full stack together when we scribbed. But I know what these guys are capable of. They're capable of A. They could surpass that just with better chem. And then Genesis. Alright, so Trinsic, he said he was the best coach, and then a lot of these guys have just been around for a while, like the L Cool Bob, L Canadian, L Trinsic, and then OK. I mean, that was a thing. There's like the Way guys, there's the L call, and there's the OK call. That's a little joke I have with myself. And then Triwise here, he was on Insomniacs. He was the guy from Insomniacs. But it just seems like a bunch of old heads, and they're going to have really good chem, and they're going to do really well, just because of the amount of chem they have. And I haven't seen them play yet, but I don't know. I just think that they have chem, or they have coordination. Trinsic, or maybe it was Canadian, one of them that I talked to said that they needed better coordination, but I think that's this team will have great coordination just over time, you know. B tier. We both think it's B tier. We both agreed on that, just because they're new. NLG, or No Limit Gang. Alright, so I don't have very much to say about these guys, but they're new. No Life Gamer. I was gonna make a joke about the NLG or No Life Gangers. I wanted to make a joke about that, but it just none of them are. I mean, we destroyed them when we versed them. My old team. They don't seem super good right now, but I don't know. Maybe give it some time. We'll see how things do. Just right now, I think they need some work. So they're not No Life Gangers. They seem like they actually have a life because they're just, I don't know. Maybe they don't have the firepower. Maybe they don't have the experience. Just give them time. See how they do. I rank them as a B tier, I believe. Or no, they said B tier. I said C tier. I don't think they're B tier material right now, unfortunately. But you know, they'll get better. I mean, people who put their team name in their actual gamer tag, they have dedication. So I hope these guys do well. Reborn is what I talked about when Nova was a team and they disbanded, and half the players went to a team called Reborn. The other half kind of split up and did their own thing. But Works is here. He was from that Nova roster, and Austin was as well. And I mean, the rest of them are gone, but yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good team. It's owned by Torres, which I've seen has done pretty well. Oh, and Chandler too, the Chan WR. He is also from that Nova roster. So there's 3 guys here. And Austin was on my team back in the day. Works was on it as a sub, but he never got to play. You know, I know my guys. I mean, they're good, and I trust them. I trust that these guys are going to do good, even though they haven't done too much yet. In the Scissor League, they did like an okay run in D2, and then the other free leagues, they've done all right, I guess. Like the 6 University one, they make playoffs, but they don't make like crazy runs yet. So I mean, just because I know the guys and I know they're good, and they seem to be doing all right. I put them as a B tier team, and they did the same. I think that's pretty fair. I was tempted to put them in the C tier, but I don't know. I just feel like B tier is good for these guys. Alright, and KO Kingdom. So these guys, kind of a new team. They're a mix of the OG Revoked and an old team called Lunar, and they're mostly NA except for some Puerto Ricans and a guy from Afghanistan, according to Logic, their captain. But half the roster is coming back to Siege, so they thrive on chemistry, or they do not thrive on chemistry, but they do thrive on gun skill. and they don't really have strats yet. So I mean, I guess they kind of know each other, so they have some chem, but they're mostly working on gun skill just because they're coming back into the game, and their expectations is to be at D1 by the end of the year. And they seem like just a chill team of friends. You know what I'm saying? And Logic is the IGL right now, but I've heard he is looking for a new one. But just because I haven't really seen them play, first let me just say that they said they're B tier. I think that's fair, right? I put them as a C tier just because I don't know what they're gonna do. But I hope they start getting better. I'd like to see them in A tier or in D1. So we'll see what happens. And Hypnos was it's a pretty long lasting team. They were part of DME and CEO and now KO. I don't know. They have good chemistry. They just don't have good gun skill. They've been around for quite some time, at least a year. I think a year, 6 months, somewhere between there. So yeah, they have the chemistry. They just don't have the gun skill. And I thought they disbanded before I did the research for this video. So they kind of fell off the face of the earth. And before I switch to the next, well, actually, we'll just go for it. But yeah, I actually played them today, not today, this week with my team. But yeah, I said D tier, and they said B tier. They said B tier, I said D tier. So I mean, it's good that the reps have they have hope in their team. I just don't see it right now. I want to see them start winning games again, and then I'll start bringing them up because I know they have the potential at least a C tier, maybe even a B tier. But right now, I mean, I just haven't seen anything. I literally thought they disbanded. And then F, just terrible, horrible. I mean, their profile or their logo was just god awful. I didn't even include it because it was horrible. Just terrible team, not good. There's memes. I mean, this guy's OnlyFans in his name, and then Raging Worms is on the team, bro. And then the owner at the top, he's the owner of KO, the org. I don't know how good these guys actually are. Maybe they are decent, but just because it's the name, the logo, and just because like the meme team, it's like a meme team, like all a bunch of captains and stuff. I'm just putting them F tier. I don't care. They're F tier. You can complain and be like, we're not that bad. I don't care. Your name's Booty Benders. You're terrible. Get out of here. Also, I do want to talk about Raging Worms for a second. He hasn't even hit Diamond before. He's trying to hit Diamond. He's Emerald 1. He's never hit Diamond before. But that's not what I want to talk. I just want to throw shade. Sorry, Fat Man. I love you, Raging Worms. Deep down, I love you, man. But Worms, he does a lot. He was part of DME, the org, and then he didn't think it was fair what was happening. So he moved to CEO. He made his own org, and then he decided to talk to Akuji. I hope I did not mess up your name, but he talked to him and decided to make an org with him or merge with him. So CEO merged with KO, and so it went from Kusho to KO, I believe, or it was already KO. But yeah, they merged together. And, Worms has been part of all these teams, and he's managing everything, managing all these leagues. A huge shout out to Raging Worms. He does a lot for this community, even if he's not the best or he doesn't make the best teams. Like, he makes good enough teams. He wants to give everyone a chance, and he helps with all these different leagues. So I mean, thank you, Worms, for real. Thank you for what you do for the community. And same with you, Kuji, bro. You have 2 different leagues, and you have this org, and you try to get all these people, or even in like the mid teams or like not as good teams. You do a lot for the community, guys. I appreciate it, bro. I mean, shout out to those guys, for real. F. Alright, so now we're going to another org, Black Hole Gaming, super new org, I believe. It's got Taliban, Storm, and AOT as the teams. Let's talk about Taliban first. Looks like a very promising team. Bandit Mav and oh well, that's completely wrong. The captain's wrong. I just did that wrong. That's for a different team. But Zinx and Void and Free Toxic. I mean, they're all known players. They're on Satan. They were on I believe Team Sin right before they disbanded. But most importantly, they were part of Dynamics. Let me talk about what he said. So, I mean, first off, I saw the team. I was excited when I saw this team come out. I was like, wow, this could be a good team. I like to see top teams get made, and these guys, all promising players, all known players, all look good, and all have potential. But yeah, it's an old team. It's Dynamics just getting rebranded. Dynamics has won leagues before, and they have shown potential. This haven't really been giving the shot, and he says that they're on the come up soon. And he also says we're all built around a team. They're all built around team chemistry, and that is their biggest strength. Even if they're not the best individually, they are the best as a team, and that's just what Siege is. You know, it's based off. It's a team game. It's not just running around. It's not Call of Duty, right? It's not just running around with one player killing people. It's about chemistry, and these guys have that, and I can vouch for that. I've seen them. I've seen how good they are. I don't remember who the captain was. I do know. I talked to him. I just don't remember who the captain was, unfortunately. But he rated them as an A, and I also rated them as an A. I think that's fair. They need to prove themselves before they can go up, but I think A is totally fair, even though they're new. Alright, and now we're going to go to Storm. Sir Caden is the core of the team. He's the captain, and he built the team around him. He said he previously managed Nova, so he has past experience. So he managed that team, now he's managing this team. And he brought in 4 close friends to have fun and learn at a higher level, because they have little to no league experience. And he also says he's looking for players. As you can see, he's only got 5. So there's not too much to say about these guys. I'm excited to see how these guys do. He says that they're C tier, and I agree. Maybe they're D tier, but I mean, I gave them the benefit of doubt, I guess. Maybe it's because they're in the org, or maybe not. I don't know. Next team is AOT. I've seen them do really well before. They have some good players on here, like FE or FC. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that. But he was at 5.2, and then Miami's been on a ton of top teams, like even S tier teams. Zellaway, I mean, he's always good, even though he's double rostering here. But this team, very good, a lot of potential. This team used to be BTD, which I didn't know about until he talked to me, or the captain Logic talked to me, and he says that it is tough to see how his team will do. They are an all Puerto Rican team except for Miami, and the comms are in Spanish. And they say that they would like to get back into D1 like they used to be, because they are all individual players that got together to make this team. And they said that they're really aggressive compared to other teams, which is their strength, and their weakness is to over-aggress. Their IGL and team leader is Effie, which is why he's the captain. And some of the players obviously are known in the community. So if you guys like watching aggressive teams, keep a close eye on this team. Maybe they'll have explosive plays that are just fun to watch. They rated themselves an A tier. I rated them a B tier just because of the aggression, because they're new. It's tough to see how aggressive teams can do, especially against the top teams. Normally it gets shut down because the top teams have chemistry and have good gun skill. So I don't know, we'll see how they do. Now we're getting into one of the last two orgs, DME. They only have one team right now, and it is Dark Matter Sports, and Sulfur owns it. You can see the team there. I know Sulfur and Gajita, they were both part of DME back in the day, but they had a problem with money, I guess. I think my team kind of started something, but they also got raided by a bunch of other teams. I don't know, they were just a new they were a new org, a lot of not so good teams on it, but then they got raided by a bunch of guys, and all the players started leaving and getting poached off. It's kind of sad to look at the downfall at DME. I hope it goes up, and I'm sorry how I treated them. I didn't treat them the best. I wasn't super mean to them or anything, but I definitely wasn't super nice. I wasn't nice. I left the team, or I left the org and joined another, and I got an ego, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry, DME. And I hope the team can get better. I don't think they're going to be great. He put them as a C tier team. I put them as a D tier team, just because the Umi teams haven't really done too much in the past. But I hope these guys can do good. I mean, I don't know. I'd like to see underdog stories. All right, and now we're in VRL. And a little warning for you guys. I don't know, just what is this? What is this logo, bro? This is a team of the boys. That's all I gotta say. It's a team of the boys. It's all the admin guys. This logo literally proves it just proves people's points of what Discord mods are, bro. Terrible, bro. God awful. Just move on. D tier, terrible. I mean, I'm not even gonna say F tier. I should have, but D tier. But yeah, now we're gonna talk about Runner and Pam. So Pam, he helped my team back in the day get together. We merged with him and we got a decent team off of it. I'd say, like a mid D2 team. But he helped me get in the comp. So shout out to Pam. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't be as good as I am today, or my teams wouldn't have had the success they had. Sorry, maybe I would be as good as I am, but we wouldn't have the success. But it was Runner's team, really good. Runner, he has anger issues. He always makes teams, and then within like a month or two, they seem to disband. But he's always a good player. He's a good leader, good player. He's just very toxic, and it's hard to keep teams together when you're toxic. And Pam has been known for being toxic as well. But I don't know. This team's like a mix of their two teams, like Shucks Love and Nullify. Well, I guess Nullify is friends with both of them, but Chris, which is Pam, and then Chile was on the roster, but I guess he's not here anymore. Those were guys from Pam, and the rest of the guys were from Runner. Oh, and UMG. UMG was from Pam as well. But I don't know. This team, I think they could do good. They were in the finals against CC in one of the leagues and disbanded. And Runner recently had to remake the team, so we'll see how they do. I think they're a good team. They said that they are an A tier, and I agree with them. A tier is, I think it's a good place for them. They're a good team. What is up, guys? This is Squared here, back with another episode of the Squared Show, and took a little while. I thought it was going to come out like a week later, but it's been like a month for the second part of the roster mania. I do have to say some more. Let's go to the next slide here. Alright, so there's a few more leagues. There's the Atlas, or the Wraith and Galaxy League, and then there's a few leagues on here that I don't really want to include. But the Kusho has a rebrand name, I just didn't put it in. The Wild Boys Free League, it's not a thing anymore. And Champion League's almost done. Scissor just finished. But the main warning that I do want to put out there is that some of these rosters are definitely outdated just a little bit, just because it's been a month and I didn't have time to go back and update every single roster. I mean, a lot of them are very similar, but not all of them are like perfectly updated. But yeah, we're doing the same thing where we talk about these teams and then rate them based on their tiers and talk about what basically I like kind of interviewed some of the teams, so I had them rate themselves and then talk about themselves. So we are going to get into that. At first, we're going to talk about the new orgs that, or maybe not even new, but just orgs that I just found out about, and then all the org list teams. I think I have them all, but I did count. I think there's like 76 teams now. So, and then there's been a lot of new teams, and a lot of teams have disbanded. Not too many org teams, but a few teams did disband. Like Way, that's a big one. I think God's Favorite disbanded, but we did not talk about them before. But we should get into this now. I think we are ready. Alright, well, yeah, here's all the orgs. So last time we did talk about HMC, KO, Dark Matter. We talked about 00, Viral, Wild Boys, and I think there was one more. Oh, yeah, Black Hole. We talked about all those orgs. But there's 7 Days, Team Happy, which is TH, Zave, and PHE, and then Era. Those are a bunch of new orgs that are here, and we're going to talk about those as well. But first, let's talk about this team. This is a PH team. I mean, look at them. They're pretty new. I mean, there's not too much I really have to say about them. I did not get to interview them, but not a bad team at all. They have some decent players in here, like Kubab, Neptune, I know them, and then Super, I don't really know many of the other guys, but they joined BH, so another team in there. And then there was some other teams. So I'll do like a news once every like 2 weeks or something like that, where we talk about like new teams that get made, or teams that get disband, or teams that switch orgs, stuff like that. But yeah, C tier, not that bad of a team, not that good of a team. Now we're getting into Powerhouse. This is one of the new orgs. They have Powerhouse and an academy team. When I talked to the owner of the team, he said there was rumored 2 teams coming, and he did want to talk a lot about his org. But no, there's not too much I want to say about it. They're looking for players, looking for teams. They have a big website and everything. But first, let's talk about Powerhouse Esports. Pretty good team. Not the best in the world by any means. But I mean, it's cool seeing new teams with new orgs. There's some players on here that I've seen before, like Atonic. He tried trying out for us, and Yin, Yellow Block. He owns Forever League. Then there's the PHE guys, but people might not think that they are the best in the world, but I don't mind them. They rated themselves an A tier. When I talked to the manager, I would rate them a D tier. I mean, I haven't seen them do anything great yet. It's unfortunate to say. I do think they're probably close to C tier, and I just say this just because I've only seen them play a few games. They haven't won. I just need to give them more time, and I can. The D tier is more of them being unknown than being a bad team. But next up, it's the PHE Academy, and I don't think that these guys are great either. I don't really know many of the guys. I mean, Aqua Clutch and Trap Knight, I've seen them before, and most of these other guys I've never really heard of. But he rated himself a D tier here, and I mean, I would do the same. If you're gonna rate yourself a D tier, I'm gonna rate you a D tier. But honestly, I just don't know much about these 2 teams. I think they might have potential. They just need to recruit some more players and have some more time, because I believe they have coaches and staff and all that. So everyone just give these guys a try, give them some time, you know what I'm saying? And there's Zave Esports. They have a PC team. I believe Power PHE does as well, but Zave Esports does have a PC team. They had an academy team, but they are no more. So I'm just going to include these guys. Not the best team. They also have a Yellow Block, but I don't know. These guys not too bad. We versed them the other day. They seemed like they were coordinated with their attacks, but I mean they didn't get a attack, or they didn't get a defense round on us. But besides the point, these guys they're not that bad. They have potential, but they're not that good yet, because they just don't have too much time together. They're relatively new, like a month old or something like that. But when I talked to them, they rated themselves C tier, and I mean, I put them as D tier just because they're newer, and I haven't seen them do anything crazy yet. And then there's Era. They had 2 teams because Prime went over with them, but Prime is back with KO, so now it's just Typhoon, and Clover is the captain here. Decent looking team here. I've seen them win some decent games. I've seen them be close against some okay teams, like the top D2 teams, but they're not very consistent right now. So we'll see what happens with these guys. They rated themselves a B tier, and I did the same. I think they're on the verge of C tier, close to B tier. I don't know. It's maybe middle B tier. It's kind of hard to say. These guys are not that bad. And then Team Happy Organization, or TH. They have Below Zero and Copus, which I just couldn't really find the rosters, and then Demons, which surprisingly, I mean, these guys are actually a good team. I made the logo for these guys, actually. I mean, I just use AI, but these guys are good. They got 2nd place in the Wild Boys Rush League, not last season, but the season before, and then this last season they did okay, but I don't really see them show up anywhere else, so I guess we'll see what happens with them. Hopefully they can pull something off. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna try to get them to join the Champions League. And yeah, A tier. They said if they have their full team, they can be S tier, which honestly, good for them. I'm glad they have the confidence. You know what I'm saying? But next 7 days, Fatality, which is my team, my main team, we moved from KO to 7 days. They have a PC team that is actually very close to the T2 in LATAM, so we'll see how they do. But this is the team. It's a little outdated, honestly. I forgot to update it before this video started. But yeah, I am a captain now, so that's pretty exciting. I help run stuff. But yeah, the main stack there at the top is pretty close, but since the QWalk, it's Zello, and then the subs, the bottom 3 guys are gone. Not too crazy. I mean, I think it's a good team. I'm not going to talk too much about my team. And yeah, it's not KO Fatality anymore. I put B tier, but I'd honestly probably move it to A tier. We'll see. I made this PowerPoint a little bit ago, and I didn't want to like re-rate us. So it says B, but honestly, I'd probably say we're A team at this point. And here's the list of all of the org list teams. We are finally at the org list section. Yeah, a lot of good teams in here, a lot of new teams. Alrighty, let's get forward here, and this is Yuck, which before, I was just going to include Yuck. They were a team in the Champions League who made playoffs, but they are doing a little bit of a rebranding right now. They mix with one of the D2 teams. They got second place in Scissor 907, and they both had Buida on the team, and Buida is starting to take over, and this is their new roster at the moment. They don't really have a new name, so I'm just gonna say Yuck/907. And Buida's humble, I believe. He rated himself an A tier, but yeah, they have Glybo. It's Glybo, right? Super crazy to have Glybo in leagues, but ISO is on here too. Riddance, Buida, Quacked. all of them are good players. So yeah, they said A tier, but realistically, this team should be good as long as they're not forfeiting and they have the passion. They should be an S tier team. Okay, now we're on DT. DT is a pretty good team, honestly. I would not say like an S tier team, but they're good. They just they have a little problem responding from what I've heard. They kind of go inactive, and that's why they're not with KO anymore. But they said if they had all their 5 together that they were S tier. Yeah, just B tier probably is like where they should be. I think they're probably like a B tier team. Pretty good. Now we're on Goatee. This is a really good team, but they kind of disbanded. They might be merging, which is why I kept them here. They might merge with another team that disbanded, and just like all the players that are active from both teams will merge together. So we'll see with that. They made playoffs in Scissor. They're just all a bunch of tourney players, and they're kind of inactive. But, good team. They have Shady, who's very known in the community, and a bunch of other really good players in there. They rated themselves A tier. I put them A tier just because they haven't proved themselves like top D1 yet. So I think that's fair. And then Miami Neon, consistently a great team. Very strat heavy from what I know, but I talked to their guys and they said that they're all 40 plus years old, and that kit is 26. Just a bunch of old heads with like mid gun skill, but like super good chemistry. But they've got some gunners in there now. Like the guy at the top of the bull, I don't even know how to say his name, but he's kind of a gunner. And then Claps, newer, Molly K's good, Beeben's good, and then all the other guys are just like super strat heavy, like a lot of chemistry, big important members of the team. But they said they give me an S tier. I've seen them around for a while. I know that they used to be like up there, but now I'd probably put them as an A tier team. Just they always make playoffs, it seems, but don't do much with it. I think they did win Wild Boy Swiss last season though, so that's something, right? Blam Clan or Shit Can, sorry, but no, these guys are not that bad. They kind of have passion. Just at least some of them have passion. Some of them just don't really respond from what I've heard as well. They have issues communicating with their team, but they have potential. So I'd like to see what these guys end up doing. It's the Blam Clan. I put them as probably a D tier. Or no, C tier, sorry. That's what I put. They're just in the paid leagues. If they're in paid leagues, I think they're probably good enough to be C tier. But they might be D tier. It's kind of hard to say. Alright, now we're at 7 Sins Esports, which, they might have might have forfeited. I can't, or not forfeited, but disbanded. I can't tell. I've tried reaching out to some of their guys, and they haven't responded recently. But you know, they're a newer team. They have a PC team, and they do have a lot of ranked console players. I'm kind of interested to see how they do if they do not disband. We'll see what happens. Pretty sure I rated them a D tier, and they rated themselves a B tier. So I guess we'll see what happens. An 8-Ball Mafia / Final Rec / Evil Empire. They have 3 different names in different leagues. I mean, they literally just forfeited against us today, but they're active. Just you know, not the best, honestly. They did not do well in Scissor D2, and they're still not doing well. I've seen them go into overtime with like an okay team, like Voltage. I think they won OT with them or something like that. Like they play a lot of the games. They're in a lot of leagues, so they will start improving. They didn't respond to me about ranking or anything, so I mean, they're just a D tier team. I don't know what to say. They're just not that good right now, unfortunately. But I'd like to see them improve. ISU and GNE. So this team, I don't know too much about the team, but they have a lot of players from Alpha Sigmas, and it's actually linked with a college, which is kind of interesting. I talked to their guys. It's actually linked with their college, so I mean that's cool of them. I guess some of their guys are just like IRLs, you know, probably the Alpha Sigma guys. I wish for the best for these guys. I don't think they're the best, but I don't think they're the worst. So I think, yeah, they rated themselves a C tier, and I agree with them. I mean, the Alpha Sigma guys are good, so there we go. Then go up. These guys, I've only seen them in the D2 for Scissor, and then I think I've seen their name somewhere else before, like back in the day. But they are back, and they signed up for Champions League qualifiers. So these guys have not disbanded. They are here, and they are ready to play. They did alright. When I talked to them, they rated themselves an A tier, and I rated them a B tier. But they did make the upper playoffs, I believe, for Scissor. Not like D1, but the bottom teams of D1 would versus the top teams of D2 in Scissor. So I mean, congrats to them. These guys, they're good. These guys are really good. They're probably one of the. I don't really know their players, but they're underrated. They're not in those like top leagues like Champions or Scissor or anything like that right now. But these guys came to play. They're good, and I want to see how they do. They rated themselves an A tier, and I agree. These guys are actually like really good. And I've never versed them before. I've only seen like lower teams verse them. I'm just excited to see how they do. I want to see these guys start pushing the more popular leagues. I want to see how they do. And RVG, it's Dalikikin and Gunny. Rome Clear is here, I guess, as well. But yeah, I mean, Daxi, Rome Clear, Hayden, Mr. Prez. I don't think that they have PC players, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. I can't really say too much about these guys. They have some talented players. I like to see how they do. They rate themselves an S tier. I'm going to put them as a B tier just because I haven't really seen them play at all. So, not too much to say about them. Then there is Rush. Rush is just, I don't know. They used to be known as Emerald Death Stack, and he said Emeralds are better than champs, and that's why we're winning the league. But now they are Rush, so they're going to rush their way to the bottom of the league. And, yeah, I don't know too many of these players. Killafish, Donut, and Andrew I've heard of before. But C team, not that bad, I guess. And then they rated themselves D tier. So, I mean, I guess I rated them higher than they rated themselves. Then, you have a name of Tua, bro. Come on. Just get Hot Tua out of here. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But no, they started to sign up to some of the more known leagues, and they just want to prove themselves. They've never really been playing in comp before, and they told me that they scrimmed Shadow Wizards and went and won, and then they were close to them, and they went 5-7, lost against Barras. So I guess these guys are starting to work up something good. I hope the best for these guys. They said that they were a B tier. I put them as a C tier. I think that's fair. Avengers. don't know much about like any of these guys, but I do know that they almost every time I see them play, they get 7-3 or like 7-0. So I don't know. Just they rate themselves B. I'm gonna rate them. I put them as a C, but honestly, I probably switched to like D. Unfortunately, but I'd like to see these guys improve. Then there's EF. It's just a team of IRLs, and they're friends with some of the goatee guys, so they can't be that bad. They're not gonna be that good. So I don't know. There's not too much to say about them. I haven't really seen much results from them. D tier, not that good. They said that they were bad, and they rate themselves B tier. Not D tier, but B tier. And there was Blood Ravens, which was in the Black Hole League, I believe. They're not bad. Not great. They just have to prove themselves. They might get accepted into an org soon, from what I've heard, but I'm not gonna, talk too much about it because it's just a rumor. They've struggled this season due to forfeits. So if they just fix the roster up a little bit, they should be fine. But when I talk to their guys, they put themselves as D team. So I did the same. I'm not gonna overrate someone too much. Then there's Aurora Rise, which I actually helped these guys with a logo, as well as Rush. I did as well, but I don't think these guys had too much of an expectation. I mean, they put themselves as a B tier. They want to be known as console pros, and then maybe even make it to PC. So I guess they do have expectations, just like not like immediate expectations. They know that it's going to take some time. But I mean, that's just how it is with comp, right? I'm proud of them for doing that. I like the motivation. I like the drive. So we'll see what happens. They said B tier. I said C tier. We'll see what happens with these guys. And there's Comp Styles, which is I don't even know how to say his name, but like High Picks or whatever. He said it's not a meme team, but he said it's like a lower team. He just kind of does it for fun. I'm not gonna put someone who does that in a super high tier. They said it's a C tier, but they said if the team goes well, they'll rebrand to something else. I put them C tier as well. The team doesn't look too bad. And this is F. I mean, this is a team of me and my IRLs, bro. It's just all pretty much IRL. Pop Albert's not even on the team anymore. It's and Shark Eater's not. Two of them are not. Flaxy's on the team now. And then I've got another IRL on the team. So it's literally a team of like 7 IRLs, and then Flaxy, and then me and Salem are like pretty good. And I guess Narcissist is pretty good too, but yeah, just a meme team. It's just a meme team. Square & Co used to be good back in the day, but now it's just a meme team. I brought Square & Co back just because of the name. It's a meme team. Don't get any ideas of it. Terrible, F tier, horrible. Like a big F, terrible. All right, Vigil's Vanguard. It's just, I talked to IMU. He said it was just a bunch of old buddies messing around. The roster's a little outdated. The guys from Diversity Hires or VPR, some of them have joined, like Tim, XQ Fusion, and Bandit and Mav, I believe. Those guys joined the team. So the team can't be the worst in the world, but they're also, I think they might have some PC players. So it's I don't know if I can count them or not, but I did. Why not? And D tier, not that great. But with those other guys, it's C tier. And I think they said C. Yeah, no, they said B tier. Sorry, they said B. And then there's CO2. I see their team there. They ran themselves to B tier. I don't know. It's a bunch of players that play tournaments. The dots are not because they're in PC. They just did it to look cool. They didn't know that you had to put your actual gamer tag. But yeah, it's just a bunch of tournament players. It seems like not like the Jinxieverse, but like probably like the Poverty tournaments and stuff. Maybe higher. I'm not really sure. So I don't know. I hope these guys are decent. They said B tier, and I rated them C tier just because I don't know about them yet. And there's Dark Esports. They have Pop Alver. That's one of my old guys. Vivian. It's not the best team, but they are in a lot of leagues. they just need to work on their IGLing and chemistry, from what I have heard, and then like mental and personal flaws. So they say they have like the gunners on the team, but they just need more time together. And honestly, I respect that. They put themselves as a B tier, and I put them as a C tier. But I maybe put them as D tier. I don't know. But Doom and Despair. These guys were in the league. The league got chalked. It's done. I don't know what these guys are going to do now. They might be disbanded. He didn't really want to talk to me, but he said it was a new team of friends put together last minute. When I asked him questions, he didn't seem very interested. So, C tier, I guess. And they put themselves as A tier. Then there's Rubicon. They're making an academy team. I've seen. They have a bunch of different. They sent me a bunch of stuff about their team. Like, it was founded in 2018. It was known as Extinction Gaming, or EG. And they've like made a bunch of like quarterfinals and like semifinals and a bunch of leagues, like the Knockout League, the Astral Global League, Collective League qualifiers. They were top 5. But no, not. I don't think they've done too much under Rubicon, but when they were EG, they were decent. But their team doesn't look that bad. I know Penny and Neptune on here. Neptune is a good IGL, but the other guys, I'm not like super sure about them. I think they can make something out of this team. They probably rate themselves higher than I put. I put them as a D tier. That was like probably an understretch when I made this list like a month ago. I'd probably put them as like probably like a C tier. I'm pretty sure I put them as D tier just because I've seen them forfeit before, and that's kind of like all I've seen from them. And because they're completely new, like this roster, I'm pretty sure is pretty new. Besides like Strip and like one other guy, I believe. So yeah, not too much. They put themselves as B tier. I'm just putting them as D tier just because like I've literally like never seen them play. It's more of me not knowing about them than saying that they're bad. And then R40, I'm here just as a sub, and the team's a little bit different now, but it's kind of a team of just double roster players. It looks like it's made by Donuts. I see them win against the lower teams like every time. It's just the higher teams that they lose to almost every time. They're in a spot where they're like just kind of stuck in like a lower-ish area. I put them as a B tier team, and they put themselves as B tier as well. Just I don't know. I see them beat like some of those mid tier teams. Just they really struggle against the top teams. It seems like I think they've gone to overtime with like bars or something, but I'm not quite sure. Or it was Taliban. It was something like that. Yeah. Oh, also let me read out what Donut said about the team. But yeah, he made the team from complete scratch, and yeah, there's a lot of double roster players, but you know, there's a lot of like team hop, whatever that type of team. A lot of jumpers, a lot of double roster, or whatever. Will this finally be the team for them? We'll see. I'm not sure, but he said it was a team, no mental chalking. And he wants people to be able to play their own like way. Like instead of people having set roles, he wants people to be able to play like how they want to, but still make it work. And just have freedom and like have fun playing the game. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like roles and like set this, set that. He wants people to have fun while they're playing. Yeah, Fascination. They claim that the team have a good game sense. That's basically all they said. They claim the team has a good game sense, and they put themselves as B tier. So I don't know. They haven't said much. I put them as C tier just because they put themselves as D tier or as B tier. I'd probably put them as D tier now, though. Unfortunately. And Flicky Leany, I don't know. The team doesn't look that bad. I can't lie. I don't know many of the players. I know Zeno, but I've heard that this team has some decent players on it. I'd like to see how they do. There's not too much I can really say about them, though. They put themselves as a B tier. But yeah, they use strats, and whoever's bottom frag needs them support, and there's a bunch of IRLs and triple-digit champs. So, I mean, they can't be that bad. B tier. Then there's Punishers. Yeah, I don't know. They say it's not really a joke team, but it's a bunch of players new to come, like a lot of the teams, and they put themselves as a B tier. I put them as a D tier just because they're all new. Now, Unwanted. This team does look really good, but I don't know. Devin is on CC, Zello is on my team, Navy's on another team. So potentially this team doesn't even like happen. They might not even like make it happen. But I just want to include it because it's in one of the signups. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know. I'd just probably put them as. I don't remember what they said. Oh yeah, they said S tier, and I'm just gonna put them as an A tier. But yeah, they said that they're gonna be good if they're there, and I agree they could be S tier. But just because I don't think these guys play together as much as they used to. A tier. And this, just the name. Why do they always have to have the weirdest goddamn names? Why, bro? Seriously. He put themselves as an F tier, and he said it was just like a joke team where they got put together in literally 5 minutes. So I don't know. C tier because the team doesn't look the worst in the world, but he said F tier. Return of Humbugs. They have Return of Humbugs. Not that bad of a team. I've heard some of their guys on Synergy. There's some gunners. Not that bad of a team. I haven't seen them play before. They're in some signups. I don't really know what to expect from them, but I don't know. I didn't get a rating from them. A lot of these teams here, I didn't get ratings from. I put them as a C tier. I think that's fair. Random. I don't know. They're a bunch of randoms. Prove yourselves. Don't be terrible shit cans, please. They made I think they made first round of playoffs in like Black Hole League again, and they lost first round. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with them. D tier. And then there's Baja. And it's okay. Diddy owns the team. Oh, they put themselves as a B tier, and they were originally known as A6 Esports, and I'm pretty sure this used to be Outcast. Because Diddy owned that. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about them. Just D tier. But they were with another org or another team called Scar Nova. I don't know if Scar Nova is even a thing anymore. I think it is. They have a team, but they are not in an org together anymore. And yeah, here is Scar Nova. The team is apparently full now, but this is all I've got from the roster. They put themselves as C tier. I'm just gonna put themselves as D tier. I don't know any of these players. They don't look great. And then there is Spray's team. Okay, I mean, he doesn't even know if the team's gonna happen, but he says if the team does happen, they're not gonna have any double roster players. ISO's on a team. Always Swing, I don't know if he's on a team, and Elias, I believe, is on a team. And then X9, I mean, he can find a team if he wants to. A lot of these guys can find a team if they want to. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with them. I put them as an A tier team. I think they could be a good team. And then there's STG, Since the Grave. They've got some decent players on here. I can't lie. But I'll just read what he said about his team. Our organization has a very involved and in-depth recruiting process that requires multiple sessions and participation of players. Each player is handpicked based off of multiple factors, and they have to fill out an application, attend an interview with ownership and admin team, and attend multiple dry runs and scrims and compete against other teams, whatever. And then there's a coach, and he finalizes the players. But because of the process, they have some really good players coming in for leagues, and it's a new organization, so they are not having. They just don't have much experience. He said not having our feet dip too far into how we stand against other established orgs. So I think STG might be an upcoming org, actually. But they do have a team, which is the one that you see here. And then he does believe that it is going to be an S tier organization, and they have players known such as Iowa, Baddies4K, Jeff Sicko, which I don't know if they are here, but that's what he said to me. And then they're making an academy team. So I don't know. We'll see what happens to these guys. I put them as a C tier team. If you're sending all those paragraphs and talking about coach and all that, you can't be lower than C tier. And there's Bagel, it's a team of friends. friends. Can't be that bad. I talked to him a little bit about the team, but not too much. Just I know Dusty and Nex normally make okay teams. Kakski tried out for our team, or he's going to, and Angre, I know he's a pretty decent player. So, and Ducky I've heard of, but yeah, C tier for them. I don't think they're that bad. I don't think they're gonna really improve too much though. They're like D, C range. I don't think they'll get too much higher than C. Maybe they'll get to B though. Probably B. There's these guys. I've seen them forfeit. They said that they might not even be a team anymore. But I wanted to include them just because, like, I saw them in signups. I've signed them in the league. I don't know, C tier. Their teams, their players look okay. And there's these guys. It is Azzy's like kind of meme team. He's on Miami Neon, I believe. But he said it was just kind of like a team with friends. So I'm not gonna go too deep into it. I'm just gonna say D tier for now. But I know Azzy's good, so I mean maybe C team. We'll see. And then I believe this is the last team on the list. It is Zito's team. I've seen them in signups. I don't think I actually like seen them play at all. I think they're kind of new team to comp, so I can't really put too much expectations for them. I'm just gonna put them as D tier. And yeah, fine. This one was quicker than the last, even though there was possibly more teams on this list, or like about the same. But I mean, that is it for now. We'll be making videos about the qualifiers, and there will be a D2 league or something for champions, so I will get into that at some point. And I will possibly be interviewing other players, other teams, and making a collab with someone, ranking teams in a tier list. But for now, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be going over news and whatnot. I'll try to keep you guys updated on what's going on. And tune in for the finals. It's the last few games of the Champions League. It's the upper bracket finals this week and the lower brackets semifinals. So one team will be eliminated this week, and one team will make finals, like make the championship this week. So we'll see what happens. It is RPK and Obey in the upper bracket, and CC versus Forever /Barras/CAF in the lower bracket. Yeah, have a good day, guys. This is Squared Out.